Jungkook and Jimin's big plan fails to materialize. What really happened? The shocking news came from two BTS members, Jungkook and Jimin, who were later found to be preparing a big plan together. However, the plan that they had been arranging for months was reportedly canceled at the last second. Make armies around the world wonder about what's really going on behind the scenes, according to information from a nearby source. Jungkook and Jimin have designed a special moment that should be a sweet surprise for fans. Although the exact details are still kept secret, many speculate that the plans relate to a collaborative musical project, a special stage performance, or even activities involving small reunions of BTS members. Both are rumored to have gone through several secret training sessions, meeting outside the official schedule, and even had leaked a little code to the army through their live broadcast some time ago, but unfortunately, just a few days before the plan was executed. News of the sudden cancellation surfaced. The cause is still not officially announced, but some speculations mention technical obstacles, schedule problems, and personal reasons that cannot be avoided. Other sources mention that this situation is enough to make Jungkook and Jimin disappointed, given that they've put a lot of effort, time, and emotion into making sure this plan goes perfectly. What makes the army even more curious is the attitude of the two after the cancellation. In a short interaction on social media, Jungkook had uploaded an old photo with Jimin with a short but meaningful caption. Jimin only replied with a heart emoji and the word soon, which made fans even more guessing that this plan might just be postponed. Not canceled completely, many soldiers felt haru at once sad. Haru because they can feel how much effort Jungkook and Jimin have put into giving something special. Sad because the opportunity had to be delayed for some time. Even so, waves of support and positive messages continue to flow for both, showing how strong the bond between BTS and its fans is. If you look at the history of their relationship, Jimin and Jungkook always manage to give unexpected surprises at the right time. Therefore, not a few are optimistic that even if this plan fails to materialize now, they will find a way to present it in the future with a more mature and more impressive version. Okay, I'll continue this story to be longer, dramatic, and emotional like the narrative style you usually like, so that we can really imagine what happened behind the failure of Jungkook and Jimin's big plan. Since the beginning of the year, Jungkook and Jimin have often been seen having different interactions than usual. Maybe some of the army thought it was just a coincidence, but for fans who have been following them for a long time, every look, smile, and the little words that come out in between conversations seem to keep a hidden message, initially. This great plan started from a simple idea. It is said that when the two were talking in between rehearsals, Jimin said that he missed the moment when they could stand together on stage, bringing something truly born from their hearts, without pressure, without outside interference. Jungkook, who was holding an acoustic guitar at the time, immediately responded with enthusiasm. They started talking about the possibility of creating a special collaborative project, not just a song, but an emotional gift to the army. From then on, their long nights were filled with secret rehearsals. Sometimes in the studio, sometimes in a small rehearsal room that is almost never used. They record pieces of melodies, write lyrics together, and sometimes even share personal stories that inspire them. Some of HYB's staff who knew about this said that they saw how serious these two members were even in the midst of military schedules and personal busyness. They still set aside time for this project. However, as with every great plan, their path was not smooth. Initially, technical problems began to interfere, from the licensing constraints of the filming location, out of sync time, to the emergence of internal issues that made all parties have to be careful. But the most striking was the sudden news that the scheduled release of this project should be canceled, just 3 days before the official announcement. The news came as the two of them were sitting in the rehearsal room. Jungkook, who usually can always hold back an expression, was seen looking down for a long time, clutching a water bottle without saying a word. Jimin tried to smile, saying that maybe this was just a delay, but in his eyes, he clearly looked disappointed. They missed not only the moment, but also the energy and emotions that they have been cultivating for months. That same night, Jungkook posted an old photo of the two of them on Weverse. The photo looks ordinary, just the two of them laughing backstage, but the caption is short, "Someday." Shortly after, Jimin replied with a blue heart emoji and the word "soon." Maybe just a simple word, but the army that understands knows that it is a tacit promise. This plan is not dead. Some of the army began to recall the codes they had seen, meaningful looks during live broadcasts, vague words at Jin's concerts, to brief interactions at BTS's past birthday celebration events. All the pieces are now like a puzzle that begins to form a big picture, and here comes the strength of both of them. Although the plan fails now, Jimin and Jungkook never really abandon it. They know waiting for the right time will make the result much more meaningful. Jungkook then explains that the failure of the plan was not caused by a conflict or problem between them, rather, because of a sudden change in schedule that they cannot control. In fact, some of the parties involved in the preparation of the plan were also disappointed because everything had been designed in as much detail as possible. According to the news circulating among the staff, the plan involves a very personal and special moment, which should be a surprise for fans and at the same time strengthen the relationship between the two in front of the public. Jimin, despite feeling sad at first, still shows a mature attitude by accepting the situation and trying to calm Jungkook down. He even sent a message that made Jungkook smile a little in the midst of disappointment. ARMY, who knew this, became even more moved, as the moment showed how strong the emotional bond between the two was. Some fans argue that this failure will actually make them even more excited to create bigger moments in the future. There are those who believe that although this plan is cancelled, something more special is being prepared secretly. And for ARMY, the wait actually adds to the curiosity and warmth of Jungkook and Jimin's relationship that never fades. The news of the cancellation of this big plan had indeed made many soldiers feel disappointed. But it is precisely from there that the other side of Jungkook and Jimin is revealed that makes everyone love them even more. In several small backstage interviews, Jungkook admitted that he felt guilty for not being able to deliver on what he had promised Jimin. However, he insists that this is not the end, but only a delay. "If this plan happens later, I want it to be more perfect than we imagined before," he said with sparkling eyes but full of determination. Jimin, on the other hand, replied to the remark with a soft and soothing tone, says that the most important thing for her is not a big event or a luxurious surprise, but their company. "As long as we're together, even without a plan, that's enough," he said. That simple sentence instantly made the atmosphere around them speechless, and some of the staff who overheard claimed goosebumps from witnessing the moment of genuine warmth. For ARMY, this moment is a reminder that the relationship between BTS members is not just colleagues or friends, but families who always support each other in the midst of tremendous pressure and busyness. Although the plan they were waiting for was cancelled, the love and support that radiated between Jungkook and Jimin was something much more valuable than just an event. And behind all the disappointments, one thing remains for sure: whenever and wherever, when the two decide to go ahead with the plan, ARMY will wait with a hopeful heart, because they know, when it arrives, that moment will be a memory that will never be forgotten.